Good morning, friends. Stephen Ben-Nun here with Fact News Network. And listen, this morning as we were getting up here, looking at the news on RT, and they were showing how that massive protest in Beirut, Lebanon are going on after this bombing. And of course, it's the protest is going on against the government. This is exactly what the elite wanted in the first place. As we shared with you, I say we shared with you, I don't know if we shared this on Fact News Network or not, or if this was just over on Patreon, but right after the Beirut bombing, we had gotten intel and a briefing out of the Pentagon, and it was shared with us that there has been a goal and a plan to be able to destabilize all the different factions, the Arabic factions, the sects, the nations there, to bring them to the brink of civil war, blaming each other for different catastrophes, but that they had the Mahdi in the wing waiting, that he would actually come and avert all this bloodshed of civil war. This is being done in a multitude of nations there in the Middle East, and of course Beirut is the new one. So that's one reason why they scrub so much information from the internet. It's because they did not want the people knowing what really happened, who was really responsible for this bombing of Beirut. And quite frankly, it has a lot to do with one of their neighbors to the south. And the evidence was presented over on INL, but they made sure they took down the channel so that we couldn't cover what's going on for the next week. And they're not even responding to the appeal either. So it lets us know their intentions are very nefarious, and of course they're going to continue to move forward. They wanted this to look like it was Hezbollah or something of that nature there, but now they're making it look like it was the government's fault for allowing ammonia nitrate to be stored there in the city. But in reality, that had nothing to do with the government. It was Hezbollah that controlled that. But there again, it would go right back to the blame. Okay, well then it's Hezbollah. Well, the people are not going to turn on Hezbollah because they're afraid of Hezbollah, because of the power that Hezbollah wields in the nation. And quite frankly, any government that's even remotely Christian, especially in the Arabic world, which we find a lot of the members of the Lebanese government are, well, they definitely want that overthrown, because they can't have any kind of Christian government. Just like Israel cannot have Christians in the nation. They want it to be a Jewish state. Israel is not a democracy. It's a theocracy. And so therefore, it's not to say that you couldn't live there, but as the way things are going, you won't, not unless you're a quote-unquote Noahide. And I'll tell you something, that's another issue I want to go ahead and address too while we're at this, because I was told that a friend of ours that had been on our program before has been advocating for Noahides, saying that the church failed them and that they're not bad people. Well, I don't say that these people that are Noahides are bad people, but one thing's for sure, if you put your faith in the church, then you never put your faith in Christ, and so you had to have turned your back on Christ. Because Jesus said, if you deny me before man, I'll deny you before the Father and his angels. Okay, so no, there's no excuse to become a Noahide, except that there's just not something in your heart that needs to be there. And I don't say that you're beyond redemption if you become a Noahide. I believe it's another stunt of the devil, just like on all these cults and religions and every kind of doctrine that's going on out there in the first place. These are the type things that are happening right now. So you just got to keep in mind, that's Satan. Satan is a very busy guy, and he's there to deceive, cause problems, you name it. So just like we see overseas with these Arabic countries, the things that are happening there now. Anyway, I wanted to update you. And by the way, those of you that don't know, we did set up a DLive account. Been asked to do this for quite some time. Been told that you can really speak your heart there. So we did set it up. And I don't have the ability to put a link in the video as of right now because of driving, but I can tell you what it is. Perhaps you can find it. I know about 500 people have already signed up. It's dlive.tv/INL for Israeli News Live. So join up over there. I have no idea how this platform works. I know there people are giving away lemons in there, and I'm like, what? But whatever. I don't get that part of it. I just want to be able to share things with you and not have all that censorship. So we appreciate the platform. We will be going there live fairly frequently. Of course, can't do it like I can here. And we'll probably be using also Fact News Network more so as well to give you news that we can do, but in a roundabout way, reading between the lines sometimes, because we realize how heavily censored YouTube is, and so I've got to be very cautious with that as well. Thank you guys for listening. God bless you. Be safe. Not safe from this CV. We'll just call it that. You know what I mean. That's a joke in itself. Anyway, blessings to you all.